One of the more baffling illusions is when Dynamo froze the water in a fountain and pond. For those who haven't seen it, it goes like this. The magician gets a bottle of water from a party guest. He asks her to tip half the water out and pass the bottle to him.
Here you are, Mr. D.
He then shakes the bottle and the water inside turns to ice. He then goes over to a fountain and pond, puts his hands in the pond where the water freezes. Next, we see the running water of the fountain suddenly freeze as we watch it.
Wow, that's amazing! Did you see that? The water froze.
How could it possibly be done? Most people suspect camera trickery or CGI, or at the very least stooges and an audience in on it. None of these are required, but of course it's not a spontaneous illusion. It required very special setup. The illusion is actually in three parts. For the bottle part, the bottle after half has been poured out is switched through standard sleight of hand for an already prepared one. You put salt in the water, which allows the water to freeze at a slightly lower temperature. You put the water bottle in the freezer until it's almost frozen. If you time it just right, after you take it out of the freezer, if you shake the bottle, it will cause the water to crystallize and freeze immediately. This part is important in the performance of the trick, as it makes the audience think that the rest of the illusion must be done in the same way. In fact, this is not the case. Let's look at the possibilities for the second part, the freezing of the pond. Could it be done in the same way as the first, with chilled water ready to crystallize? No, because the pond water wasn't shaken enough. The magician's hands barely affected the surface. Also, it works for small volumes, but for a pond-size amount, the margin between freezing and not freezing is just too fine to guarantee it working. Another option is putting dry ice, which is frozen carbon dioxide, a very cold material that will instantly freeze water on contact. Since the magician's hands are in the water, this method would freeze his hands, resulting in his hands being amputated. This leaves this possibility, a pre-frozen layer of ice on a movable platform below the water level. This is then raised at the appropriate time. In the illusion, the ice cracks to make it look like it's been freshly frozen. A twisting of the ice will achieve this effect. It makes the hydraulics more complicated, but it might have been considered necessary to make the effect look good. The third part is the freezing of the water fountain in midstream. This is achieved by having an ice-like sculpture, ice would probably melt too easily, already in place. Water flows around it, hiding it and making it look like a normal fountain. When the water is turned off, the sculpture reveals himself. When you look at the official video, take a look at the volume of water just before it freezes. It suddenly gets a lot thinner. Ironically, this illusion is just so good that people don't buy it. They think that it's done by camera tricks or CGI or stooges and a knowing audience, when in fact this is not the case.